core values. I know I'm called to be a light that shines for my God above, not to give me glory or give me fortune or fame, but to bring glory to his name, to personify Christ above by being in love to all other people. That's my calling. Doesn't mean it's yours. And I don't expect it to be yours. But one thing I do know for all of us humans, that we must know our core values in order to live our best life. And when I was drinking and drugging lots of years ago, and I was lost and I was hurting and I was in pain, is because I kept seeking comfort in drugs, alcohol, men, sex, food, and I was looking for comfort and pleasure. That was I thought that's what I was supposed to do somehow. And it always ends up in pain if you're doing that. If you're just seeking to be happy and looking for what's going to make you happy, well, you're always going to be miserable, is what I learned. This video will change your perspective so that you can have really that internal joy and meaning and purpose in your life. And how I didn't used to have that. It hurts really, really bad to hate your life. I even wanted to take my own life several times along the way, because I have to stay in line with my core values, what I admire, what is important to me, and not just copying other people. I do copy people I admire. That's what we do. It's healthy to copy people you admire, as long as it's something that grows you, something not hurtful to others. But what grows you might be hurtful to others. Because it triggers them doesn't mean it's not good. What triggers people means that's where they need to heal. If you're triggering based on your authenticity, I've learned, that's not a bad thing. You're not meant to just people please and make everyone happy. You're meant to be authentic and live by your true core values. Line up your life with what you value and what you admire. Don't just run to things and selfish desires. So ask yourself, what do I really, really admire? Are you drinking and drugging or running to people and sex, food, alcohol, I already said alcohol, drugs, but vices, instead of clinging to your values? What are your values? Mine, thank God I put down the drugging and the drinking lots of years ago. However, that's only a start. If you can't even get there, then you're not going to be right in your heart. But the first step is letting go of vices. If it's using people, places, things, drugs, alcohol, food, sex, you need to stop using those, and then ask yourself, okay, what do I value? What's important to me? Usually where you spend your time is what you value. I obviously value sobriety because it led me to God. Getting sober and the club I went to, God led me there, and that club gave me a relationship with the God of my understanding. The people there taught me through these 12-step process, led me to my God above and an internal answer for everything externally that happens to me. And I'm forever grateful for that. So sobriety is one of my core values. My number one core value, I believe, is freedom. I love my freedom. Freedom to do what God leads me every single day. So I retired 3 years ago because I realized that I wasn't free. I was voluntarily working in prison and getting paid for it, which is a responsible thing to do. And it was difficult to retire because it wasn't the right time, but it was never going to be the right time. I had accumulated all this debt. I literally would have worked the rest of my life and probably never, ever got out of it. So today I am officially free and have been for quite some time. I'm free of everything that ails me. Everything. Because I let go of everything externally that was enslaving me. And internally too. There's things externally that enslave you, like having to push a time clock if that's not your calling. You know, if that's where God calls you and you feel called to be there, then you push a time clock and you get paid for it if that's your calling. But I believe people are meant to be free. My number one core value is freedom. I also value, and not in any particular order, I value sobriety, being a mom, motherhood, my family, honesty, integrity, loyalty, Christianity. I am a Christian. I am a Jesus freak to the core, but I'm also a sinner. That doesn't mean I don't sin anymore. I love Christ. Anyone that doesn't love the God above and does not have the internal answer will run to vices, will cheat on their spouse, will lie, steal, overeat, do immoral things that are not lined up with who they're created to be. They will reach out to these external vices that will hurt them if you don't have the internal answer, the mental fortitude to find and hold on to that internal answer that always guides you. So if you haven't established your core values yet, that's something that was really, really helpful to me, is I wrote them down. One of my most popular video on my YouTube is called "There's Magic in the Pen," and there is. Well, it's called the power of the pen, but there's magic in your pen. Write down your core values. Mine is freedom, sobriety, motherhood, Christianity, honesty, integrity, truth, and there's many, 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 many more. But I know what my true values are, and what that does, when you know your core values, your true core values, then you know exactly what to do every single day. I know exactly what to do to live my best life, regardless of trials and problems that go on around me. Because of sobriety, there's a morning process, a specific morning process that connects me to my God above before anyone else wakes up. I have a disciplinary process that I do before anyone else wakes up. And it gets me prepared for the curveballs that come my way during the day. I've already won in so many ways before people wake up that they try to hurl things at me. And I'm already solid and strong because I've connected to my God then, and I continue to do so all day long. Staying connected to God above and staying in love will shield you from everything the enemy is doing to try to destroy you. So what do you admire? What are your core values? I admire beauty. That's why I like to be ready in the morning, every morning. I like to not set foot until I feel my best internally and externally, and so that I can shine for others and help them be their best too. It's not so that I get attention and get things. I love presents, I love things, but it is not what guides me. It is not what motivates me. I am led by God above, regardless of what anyone says. I also have haters too, because they see in me something they also want to do. And I'm a mirror for you. If I'm triggered by someone, it means it's something I need to look at. It happened to me yesterday. So yesterday I was triggered by someone that I know gossips and talks about me behind my back. I can see the BS on her face a mile away. You know, people that smile to your face, but you know they just talk shit behind your back. Yeah. Well, I love them too. But it did trigger me when I saw her. I was like, darn it. Because that means, I know if I'm triggered, it means I need to look at it. So I looked at, okay, God, I immediately reflected internally. Any discomfort, dis-ease is a alarm to reflect internally and see what you need to see. Ask God what you need to see. So I did. I said, okay, I saw her as being a gossip and disrespectful, you know, and blaming me for things that were not my responsibility. And so I had to ask myself, ask God, where did I do that in the past? And sure enough, I was like, oh, I saw where I was wrong a couple months ago, and I was gossiping and talking smack behind the person that betrayed me. I felt betrayed me, and I was pointing the finger and doing things I shouldn't have done. So it enabled me to clear up that karmic debt by making my amends, to my God above. And I was not triggered anymore. Once we know what the lesson is, you won't be triggered anymore. So look for the lesson. Know your core values. I've been talking long enough. Love you guys.